Voice of Indonesia, the overseas service of Radio Republic Indonesia, broadcast in 9 language services: English, French, German, Dutch, Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin, Japanese, and Indonesian. Voice of Indonesia is broadcast by shortwave 3325 kHz and 4755 kHz and via streaming on voinews.id and RRI Digital on mobile application. We present various programs for you: Diplomatic Forum, The Session, Indonesian Wonder, Miscellany, Let's Speak Bahasa Indonesia, Indonesian pop and regional songs, international musical entertainment, as well as news and information about Indonesia and abroad. Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Hello, Voice listener, and welcome to this special interview of VOI Talk on Voice of Indonesia. And right now, we are currently, of course, living on the planet we call home, called Earth. And in 2025, Earth Day carries the theme of Our Power, Our Planet. The theme emphasizes the importance of shared responsibility between communities, organizations, and governments to switch to renewable energy to build a more sustainable future. And right now, with the VOI Talk, the title, How Can We Save the Earth?, we have a special guest. He is Aang Darmawan, the Advisor for Energy, UNDP Indonesia. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, good morning. I'm fine, thank you. Yourself, Mas?
Yes, I'm fine as well. And without any further ado, I would like to say, and how is the condition of our Earth today?
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking about the condition of our Earth today, we need to make a reference or a kind of, a baseline. So if we are analyzing this condition, we need to check with the climate temperature, as this has been agreed by all of the countries around the world under the UNFCCC, that we need to try to keep the temperature increasing of the Earth by 1.5 up to 2050. And if this we compare to the condition before the industrial level, which is around in 1900, our temperature has been increased by around 1.1 Celsius above this pre-industrial level. So it means that we need to really put our strong effort to keep this increasing of the temperature. Otherwise, we will have difficulties to maintain the climate change impact around the globe.
Okay, so speaking of that, what should people do, especially the citizens in Indonesia, to keep the Earth in good shape?
Yes, according to the UNDP's climate promise, countries like Indonesia must urgently enhance and implement ambitious NDCs that align with Paris Agreement goal of limiting warming to below 1.5 Celsius. These involve drastically reducing greenhouse gas emission, increasing climate adaptation effort, and mobilizing sufficient finance to support this action. UNDP, including Indonesia, has helped the countries in 140 countries in designing and executing bold climate policies focused on mitigation, adaptation, carbon market, and forest conservation. Collective global cooperation is placed from major emitters and also integrating the climate goals into national document planning, such as in Indonesia. So I think these are some of our efforts that can help the country still in a good shape.
Okay, is there any real impacts, like immediate impacts, if the Earth is sick?
Yeah, I mean, the immediate impact of this condition, Masray, as we've been experiencing also in Indonesia, is there are more frequent natural disaster. the easiest impact that we are also witnessing is like the floods, the drought, long drought in several regions in Indonesia, and also the difficulty to manage what is the harvest season in Indonesia because of this long drought season, or there are more flood in the region in Indonesia. And we also seeing that the climate change impact may reduce our biodiversity in some forestry region in Indonesia. This also been impacted by the utilization of the forest area for the the human activity. So I think the impact is not good for Indonesia in the longer term, because we also may experiencing the increasing of the sea level that will have the impact for our population that live in the coastal area.
Okay, so based on this year's theme, according to you, how far has Indonesia been developing renewable energy resources?
Yeah, Mas Ray, according to the data from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Indonesia, from my opinion, still need more and strong effort in optimizing the renewable energy resources. According to the government regulation on national energy policy 2014, Indonesia actually is targeting to reach around 23% of total primary energy supply by 2025. However, until last year, until 2024, Indonesia only reached around 50% of this target, and only targeting or predicting to reach between 17 to 19% by 2025. So the same condition also happened in the power plant sector. If we are, referring this target to the power plant sector, actually the electricity generation in Indonesia up to 2024, around 85% is still using or utilizing the fossil fuel. And this is only, this is really kind of, quite big compared to the renewable energy power plant that only generating around 15% of this installed capacity in Indonesia. So I think according to this condition or this data, Indonesia is still fall short of the target.
Okay, so what are the current challenges in the development of the renewable energy?
According to our understanding, the main issue of the renewable energy development in Indonesia is because of the uneven playing field, right? If we compare with the fossil fuel utilization, the playing field for the fossil fuel, they're still receiving the subsidy. If we are using, for example, vehicle, most of our vehicles until now still utilizing the gasoline or the diesel of fuel, right? And this still receiving the subsidy. Similarly to the power plant, the coal power plant still receiving indirect subsidy from the government by capping the coal price target, meaning that the power plant that's still utilizing coal is still receiving the price cap of the coal by around $70 per ton. And in contrast, there is no kind of quote unquote subsidy that received by the renewable energy power plant. So I think this is unfair for the renewable energy development in Indonesia. So I think this is the main issue that challenge the development of the renewable energy in Indonesia, Mas Ray.
I see. But in development of managing a renewable energy, since it has challenges, and have countries invested enough renewable energy? And if not, what is stopping them for investing themselves to us?
Okay. Mas Ray, again, I'm using the data from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. According to their data in 2024, the investment on the renewable energy is only reached $1.7 billion US. And this is quite small compared to the investment on the oil and gas sector, which is reached 17.5 billion US dollar.
That's
So
a
this
lot.
is around at 10% of the oil and gas. We haven't adding up the investment for the coal sector, for example. So this is to show that we have not enough investing in renewable energy, and we need to accelerate this investment on renewable energy. So I think, again, the way that we can suggest maybe for accelerating the investment on renewable energy to reform the pricing policy of renewable energy.
Okay. So what can we done to push more people to invest in renewable energies? There are some kinds of tactics and marketing strategies for getting that investment.
Yeah, in Indonesia, the development of renewable energy is really kind of policy driven by from the government. So I think if we want to push people to invest in renewable energy, we need to have a strong regulation coming from the government. But in the same time, we need to have the innovation from the investor, including from the society, from the community. Because if we only waiting the strong regulation coming from the government, yes, that it will be a good basis for everyone who want to invest in renewable energy. But sometimes the regulation also can be kind of, challenged by the innovative approach of renewable energy development. I think there is a lot of some cases outside of the energy sector, for example, in the transport sector, when there is innovative and you utilizing the public transport, for example, but then the government is still like behind of providing the regulation. So I think if we can play this kind of strategy by maybe some people or some communities really quite innovative when using or utilizing the renewable energy, and then the government can provide a more favorable regulation to allow more development on renewable energy. I think this is kind of from the community basis innovative system on the utilizing renewable energy, Mas Ray. But again, if we are talking about a big business like renewable energy power plant, I think yes, still number one is there is a strong investment friendly regulation from the government, so they will be encouraged for investment, Mas Ray.
I see. And how far is Indonesia from reaching the target of carbon emission reduction since the program has started like 2 years ago?
Okay, so this is quite interesting, Mas Ray. According to the information that we have been assessed from the Ministry of Environment, I think around 1 or 2 weeks ago when we have the internal discussion, interestingly, Indonesia, most of the sector that being targeted to reduce emissions reach the target, and annual target, I mean, right? So meaning that Indonesia is in a good track in reaching the target by 2030. But this is still the self-claim from the government. We still need to verify whether this is really kind of, aligned with the target, or we need to have a more effort. However, there are some sector, right? There are some sector that need to have a stronger effort to reach this, especially in the follow sector, Mas Ray. We know that the forest, and also land utilization, Indonesia is one of the biggest contributor of the emission. The number that we receive from the Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Forestry, actually the follow sector reached the target. But if we keeping the effort at kind of business as usual, we are kind of, worried that if we still using this business as usual, maybe next year or the next 2 years, we will fall short of our target. Meaning that we need to double our effort. Maybe some of the area we need to triple our effort to keep maintaining this emission reduction target, Mas Ray.
Okay, so for the final question, I would like to ask, for the grassroots level and for the nation level, what can we do about the renewable energy? Is it better for like the people of the citizens start using electric vehicles for their daily transportation, and for the nation level, is there anything that you want to say to improve the renewable energy?
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, that there from the community level, we can start utilizing some of the local renewables that available in our area. For example, if we are living in the rural area, such as in the villages, we maybe can utilizing the hydro potential to be generated as the power plant, to be generated for electricity purposes, which is, we call it in the energy systems for the mini or micro hydro. In the, what is the city, I mean, as you just mentioned, that we can start using the electric vehicle. I think most of the big cities in Indonesia now already have the electric charging station. So to encourage people to use more electric vehicles such as motorcycle and also cars, electric car and electric motorcycle. So I think these are some effort that can be taken by the community. But again, I also mentioned in my previous answer to your question, and how the people can do the innovation. And I think we are seeing that some of the our youth, young generation, is quite innovative. They have some startup, to promote the utilization of renewable energy in the smaller scale. For example, there are some startup and providing service for installing the solar rooftop PV, I think, in the cities area, right? And also there are some young generation that having startup in providing the energy efficiency measurement by providing, for example, efficient lighting, efficient appliances in the building. So I think with all of this effort that taken by the community and supported by the a strong regulation from the government, we still have a big expectation that renewable energy, and also we also must remember, Mas Ray, energy transition is not only talking about renewable energy deployment, but also energy efficiency measurement. What is the energy efficiency? Energy efficiency is at the smallest activities, reducing our electric consumption in the household. And this is part of the energy transition. So I think with all of this effort, we still have the biggest expectation that Indonesia will reach the target of renewable energy utilization, referring to the government target.
Okay, so I would like to ask a little bit of more question. And about in the remote areas, is there any renewable energy from the government that is going to be starting to provide, like you mentioned before, electric vehicle charging, and then like spreading through solar panels and everything through in the rural area, since it's not a big city and it's not easily reached by many citizens?
Yeah, UNDP has a past experience in providing the rural electrification project, Mas Ray. Our last project called Access, Accelerating Renewable Energy Development to Reduce Inequality, just succeed installing communal solar PV in 22 remote villages across 4 provinces in Indonesia. With our experience, UNDP is helping the government to providing the electricity access in this remote area. So again, referring to my previous answer that the local community, especially in the remote area villages, I think the best way for them to start using or accessing the electricity is utilizing their local renewable energy sources. And the government can help these communities by bringing support from the development partners, and also maybe bringing the support from the state-owned companies, especially from PLN, Mas Ray. I think government and the SOE and also the development can hand-to-hand, back-to-back to providing this electricity access for the remote areas across Indonesia, Mas Ray.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Darmawan, for coming and telling us the insights on how we can save planet Earth, especially in this
Yes.
changing of the global world. And well, listener, that was the interview in VOI Talk this morning with Aang Darmawan, the advisor for Energy UNDP Indonesia. And I hope the best for our planet. And of course, we can live a long life to preserve the planet Earth. And thank you so much, well, listener. And I'll see you in the next episodes of VOI Talk, only on Voice of Indonesia.
Voice of Indonesia, the overseas service of Radio Republic